Hello everyone, I'm excited to be here today. This is part 2 of our pretty much minor development series. In this series, this specific episode, we're going to be joining a Windows 10 machine that is merged mining Ethereum and running our CCN Mini application slash node on top of that. So just a little details of who I am. If you know my introduction from our previous little video, I'm a product relation associate here at CompuCoin Network. My name is Joseph Manello. I participate in a lot of the webinars, community calls, and education and transparency going forward. So this specific video series is catered to our miners, but as we continue to develop, I'll be interacting with the community more and producing more tutorials and video series. So let's go over some quick specifications here. The machine that we'll be using today has a 1070 NVIDIA GPU discrete graphics card, about 16 gigabytes worth of RAM, 1 terabyte worth of storage, and is running an AMD A10 7700K CPU. I just would like to note over, do not host virtual machines. You will be penalized. We also have a feature, especially where we do a quick scan. If you even have Windows Hyper-V active or any virtual platform active on your Windows machine, you will not be able to run any CCN node. If a virtual machine is in fact detected, you will be not only penalized, but you will be flagged for malicious activities. So the first thing that we're going to need is our AL wallet account, worker account, and miner account created, set up, and our dashboard active. So we already created that previously, so if you have not done that already, please go to part 1 of this video series. It's important to have our Keystore file of our worker account, so we're going to get right into the details here now. So I'm going to pull this up here, and we're logged into our miner account, so we're going to have to switch to our worker account. It'll log us out of this smart contract here. And I'm going to need the Keystore file of this. So we're not going to get the private key, we're exporting the Keystore file. You'll have to type your current password. You'll set a new Keystore password. This is the Keystore password to remember, and you'll download it. In my case, I'm just using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is a test. Please use a more secure password. So I'll download this here. Very briefly, I'm just going to stick this onto my USB drive here. And we'll be right back. Alright, I apologize for the delay. I just had to take that USB and insert it onto the machine. So it's important to note that this machine that I'm logged into right now, even though it may look like a virtual machine, it is in fact another hardware test machine that I have that has Windows running on it. I'm just using a remote tool to remote in. We can see here it's currently mining Ethereum. I'm using NiceHash as the platform, very simple and easy to use on Windows. So the first thing that we're going to have to do, which Dome A miners will be familiar with this, is actually deploy our CCN-latest. Okay, this is a file that you'll be able to download. Our Git book will be updated once Huygens is launched with command, syntax, and all the files that you need. So you'll be using the CCN-latest file. It will be downloaded as a zip, and you're going to have to extract it. I like to store my CCN file on my C drive in a CCN folder. So in that case, I already pre-created that, and we'll extract it there now. That's actually an older version. I'm going to use this here. And we'll be right back as I extract this into the folder. So the extraction process is happening. Again, I'm putting that into that CCN folder on my C drive. So that JSON file that I put in on my USB drive, I now have it here. I'm going to cut that or copy it over just within that directory because we're going to need an absolute path For me, it's just simpler to put it straight in the folder so I could access it immediately. If you want to put it on a separate encrypted folder or however you want to do it security-wise, you may. Just make sure it's an absolute path, because we will need to access that JSON. So I'll copy that over too. We'll see the folder is continuing to extract here. And we might as well pull up our command prompt while waiting. I'm going to run the command prompt as administrator. It'll just make things easier to have administrator credentials. So once we're done here, we'll navigate to our CCN folder. And we can see everything's here now, which is great. So we've downloaded our JSON, which we will need, which again is of our worker account. And so now that we have imported our necessary JSON file, and we have extracted our entire CCN zip file, we could now navigate into the directory. So we'll change directories here. And if I do dir, we could see we're in our CCN directory now. Great. So the first command that you have to run when initializing is ccn daemon. And this will run. So we've had a success. Good, that's what we want. After initializing those services, we'll have to import our wallet. And this is where JSON comes in handy. So we'll do ccn wallet import -k. This is our Keystore path, which it's sitting in the directory, so I could just do that. -p, and then you enter your password. So our wallet has been imported successfully. And the next step will be to unlock our wallet. The wallet should already be unlocked, and we'll see in a second here. We'll do ccn wallet unlock -a. We enter our address. Don't need the .json after that. .p, and then our password. Oh, let me correct that. And here it gives an error. Like I said, it says the wallet account was already unlocked. It failed. So that's okay. After we have our wallet imported and after our wallet is unlocked, we're going to have to initialize our worker address. So we run this command by doing ccn, and you'll notice that every ccn command starts with ccn. So we do worker. We'll be working with our worker address. init, which stands for initialization. -a, we'll do our worker wallet address. No need to have the .json at the end. Don't need to enter the password here. We could just enter it, and perfect. The initialization worked. The next thing we have to do is initialize our machine. But very briefly, I'd like to go over our help syntax. By typing ccn-h or ccn-help, you'll see our help syntax. If you have a question about a certain command, you could do ccn worker -h, and you could see here it shows the commands you could use, right? The usage of it, ccn worker. The commands you could use is ccn init, and you could initialize it. So that's just a cool feature if you need help with the syntax. But let's initialize our machine. So we'll run ccn machine init -t3 -n2, and -n2 is the test network. So when we're on Huygens, you'll be deploying to a different network. Just an FYI. Now -t3 stands for an Ethereum mining machine. So we are merged mining here. So in this case, we're going to use -t3. So I'm just going to pause here and come back once this is successfully loaded. If you're on a Windows machine, a UAC prompt may come up to run a program. You will have to click yes to that. So, and we're back, and we could see that the machine initialization command worked successfully. We have verified it as an Ethereum mining machine, and it is on our Huygens development network. So the last command that we have to run is just CCN machine start. And our machine is running successfully. Perfect. So not only do we have it mining Ethereum, but we will now have it in our mining interface. So we have to switch back over to our miner account here. And we're going to sign in. Here we are. Previously we added our funds here and we purchased our mining pass. But if we go to machines now, under CCN Mini, we could see our machine ID here, ending in our worker account address, which is BC97, and it's currently disconnected. Well, we have to connect it. We could do that by clicking this button here, and we then select our compute type. So you could choose CPU, which we could show only provides 8.82 KMPs, so we're not going to choose that. We could choose storage, which gives nothing. We don't really have a lot of storage on the device. In this case, we're going to do GPU because we have that discrete graphics card running that we're going to want to use. The connected period when we are on Huygens will be 360 days. After those 360 days, your collateral will be returned, along with the rewards you gain throughout that hosting period if no malicious activities are discovered. But in this case, this is a test, so it's 1 day. So we'll click Next, and we'll have to post collateral. We could see here that I have to post 18 CCN as collateral, and I get a 100% reward boost. And that's what we want. If I lower this and only post 15, I only get 10% of my rewards. But if I higher this to 100, I get the 100% of my rewards. So you're incentivized to obviously post 100% of your collateral. In this case, for my 136 KMPs that I'm providing, I have to post about 18 rounded down. So we'll connect this. We'll confirm, and it will be verified. This step may take a couple of minutes, so I'm just going to pause and come back. You'll just refresh the Google Chrome page a couple of times, and eventually it will show online. So we'll be right back. So we are back. After a couple of refreshes, the machine status shows online, and we could see that our web GUI is now reporting our metapower, which is exactly what we want here. So here we have our 136 KMPs reported. Let's go down to back to our dashboard, and we could see that that filled up here in our mining pass. So again, this was just a, also as a quick note, our locked balance now, because we used it as collateral, we could see it's locked here, and that only becomes unlocked after it's disconnected and unhosted, after that 360 days on release of our Huygens network. So this was a great demo. I hope this serves helpful when joining a CCN Mini machine using Windows that might be mining other coins. In our next demo, we're going to be going over a CCN Linux Pro machine and how to join that. So it was a pleasure. See you in the next episode. Cheers.